So how are we called to live out stewardship of our time and our money as an act of worship? Now, this isn't an exhaustive list. There's circumstances and situations you will run into every day where you have an opportunity to worship God with your time and money, and I'm not going to be able to list them all because each of us have unique interactions, unique relationships where these opportunities come. But I believe these are some guiding principles of how we can live a life of worship and how we steward our resources. The first is our attitude. Say your mindset, if you will. Our attitude as we steward them. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 6 and 7 say this. The point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully, or in the Greek with blessing, will also reap bountifully. Each one must give as he or she has decided in their heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, but here it is. For God loves a cheerful giver. God loves a cheerful giver. Now, verse 6 is a whole sermon in and of itself, the concept of sowing and reaping, right? And you don't reap generosity if you're not sowing it. If I want apples, I don't plant an orange tree, right? What you sow, what you plant, you will reap. And so God calls us to be generous and bring glory to Him and serve Him in what we plant, and then it will come back around to us, this concept of sowing and reaping. But as far as our attitude and our mindset goes, God says, don't just do this out of some religious expression. Don't just do it because you feel obligated. Don't be coerced into it. But God loves a cheerful giver. God loves a cheerful giver. And now sometimes, just like if you're going to start working out, you don't like going the first couple weeks. If you do, maybe that's just how you are. I don't. When I'm trying to get back in a rhythm, those first couple weeks, it's this is not fun. I do not like it, but I know what it's going to yield, so I'm going to stick with it. At least in January, right? New Year's resolution time. That doesn't mean I just really don't feel super excited about giving, so I'm not going to start. You got to start. If God's calling you to do something, you got to start somewhere. But be cheerful about it. Be expectant about the joy and the Christ-like character that's going to be developed in that. Your attitude should be one of cheerful and joyous hearts. That's how we should approach giving. And if you're struggling with it and you're processing through it, talk with somebody. And I encourage you, talk to somebody who is generous and who is being obedient and faithful in their giving. Don't go talk to the skeptical person that says, I'd never give $1 to the church. I earned that money. It's probably not the best person to go to for advice. Talk to someone who's bearing the fruit, who has been where you want to head, and see what perspective God may speak to you through them. Talk it out. That's why we're in community. Hash these things out. But God desires us to be cheerful givers. He desires for this to be a joyous expression of what He's done for us, and we get to express worship back to Him through that.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube video today. We appreciate you taking the time to tune in with us. Before you take off, please hit the like button, and if you want more of this content and you want to be notified when we put out new videos, hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications right next to it. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.